Throughout history, few names carry the weight and mystery of the Knights Templar, a secret brotherhood entwined with tales of the Holy Grail, hidden treasures, and shadowy influences. But who were they really? And could their legacy still echo today in ways you never imagined? Welcome to Chronicles Beyond, where we dive into the rise, fall, and enduring myth of the Knights Templar.
I chose you because you were special. I knew we would be perfect together.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Chronicles Beyond, where today's topic is the Knights Templar. It all began in 1119 AD, when 9 knights banded together in the aftermath of the First Crusade, their mission to protect Christian pilgrims travelling to the Holy Land. Sounds noble, right? And yet their humble beginnings soon catapulted them into extraordinary power. These knights established their headquarters on the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, believed to be the site of the ancient Temple of Solomon. This location, layered with biblical significance, quickly sparked whispers that the Templars had uncovered secrets hidden deep beneath the ruins. Was it treasure, sacred relics, or ancient scrolls containing forbidden knowledge? History still remains coy. Their commitment and cunning soon won them favour over powerful allies, including the Pope himself. By 1139 AD, a papal bull exempted the Templars from paying taxes and placed them above all local law. Can you imagine not paying your bills and having God's direct endorsement to do so? But this preferential treatment came with more layers of intrigue. Some scholars and theorists suggest that the Templars' influence went deeper into the Vatican itself. The vast archive of the Vatican Library, notorious for its restricted access and secrecy, have fueled speculation. Could the Templars' treasure and rumoured bounty of gold, sacred relics and ancient texts be hidden within these vaults? It's a tantalising thought, especially considering the connection between the Templars and the Church. The theory gains momentum when you consider the scope of the Vatican holdings, said to include an immense collection of artefacts tied to early Christianity and beyond. Among the mystery troves claimed to be hidden within the Vatican archives are early biblical texts, correspondence detailing the inner workings of the historical church decisions, and accounts of alleged miracles long kept away from the public scrutiny. Additionally, these holdings supposedly extend to the artifacts that resonate with the unparalleled significance, such as chalices thought to be the Holy Grail, fragments from the true cross, or even ancient writings that predate the known biblical traditions. Historians and theorists have speculated endless on these accounts. Could the Templars' treasure, documented in surviving accounts as gold, relics and scrolls, have been quietly absorbed into the restricted vaults? Some argue that the Vatican's immense secrecy about the archives gives weight to this notion. After all, for centuries the Church needed to protect faith, and power may have made it an ideal custodian for treasures deemed too volatile for public discovery. Whispers of clandestine discoveries in the archive, including maps or coordinates hinting at yet more hidden repositories, further fuel the flames of speculation. Could these treasures, if they exist, hold knowledge not just for material wealth, but transformative powers like the Gospel accounts, instructions for ancient rites, or spiritual technologies capable of reshaping the modern world? To imagine the Templars willingly handing over their trove, or the Church forcibly acquiring it, is a tantalising angle in understanding the vault's mystical narrative. Could part of the Templars' legendary fortune have been absorbed into these halls, under lock and key to prevent falling into the wrong hands? Or perhaps the treasure were never about material wealth, but instead knowledge, scrolls, documents, and secrets that could reshape our understanding of religion, history, and power. Imagine the scenario: priceless artifacts like the Holy Grail or the Ark of the Covenant hidden among Vatican treasures to shield them from their exploitation. These artifacts, each steeped in immense historical and religious significance, have captivated historians, archaeologists, and treasure hunters alike. The Holy Grail, traditionally understood as the chalice used by Christ during the Last Supper, represents not just physical wealth but spiritual enlightenment. The Ark of the Covenant, believed to house the tablets of the Ten Commandments, carries profound implications for religious faith and divine power. The idea that such an item may reside within the Vatican, a fortress of faith and mystery, elevates the speculation to a near mythical level. Could the Vatican have been chosen not only for its secrecy, but for its unrivaled dedication preserving artifacts that shape humans' spiritual narrative? These possibilities transform these relics from mere historical objects into emblems of the Church's role as protector of humanity's divine heritage. Add to this the whisper of documents that could redefine major religious beliefs, and it's easy to see why the notion of the Vatican's custody is as enchanting as it is tantalizing. Or more proactively, knowledge so profound and disturbed that even today it's deemed unfit for public eyes. Whether it's coin, chalices, or forbidden scrolls, the idea that the Vatican could serve as a vault for these treasures adds to the layer of mystique, to the enduring Templars legend. Some theories are supported by detailed accounts of the Church's history of safeguarding significant items, for instance rare manuscripts like the Codex Vaticanus, and ancient theological works are known to reside in the Vatican's library, providing evidence of its custodial role of invaluable records. Additionally, various credible theories point to claims of hidden collections, ranging from early Christian relics to even pagan artifacts seized during the Christianization of Europe. Scholars like Otto Rahn have suggested that some Templar riches, particularly those connected to early Gnostic practices, were redirected to secure locations within the Vatican sanctuaries. Could these examples give weight to the Templars entrusting the Church with their own treasures? Or more intriguingly, might there have been an agreement of mutual secrecy to guard items of shared significance? By the 12th century, the Templars had become more than knights in shining armour. They were military elites, savvy financiers, and medieval equivalent of global influencers. Their banking network allowed Europe's nobles to deposit funds in one location and withdraw them safely elsewhere, a service centuries ahead of its time. Not only did this ensure the safety of wealth in a volatile medieval world, but it also established trust in an age where trust was as valuable as gold. The Templars' banking system functioned on a level remarkably advanced for its time, creating promissory notes that were viewed as precursor to the modern check. Imagine being a merchant in Venice who could deposit funds and receive a confirmation note, then travel to Paris and use this note to withdraw your money, saving you from the risk of being ambushed or robbed on the journey. These inventions earned the Templars immense wealth and influence. Castles became fortified hubs of economic activity. These vaults held riches rivaling those of kingdoms. While their militaries might ensure those treasures remain untouchable, the financial dominance made them indispensable to kings and nobles, while simultaneously turning them into prime targets for envy and conspiracy. With vast estates, castles, and treasuries, the Templars grew rich and unstoppable. Their castles served not just as military strongholds, but also as economic hubs, fostering local economies and functioning as secure depositories for their wealth. Their influence spread across Christendom like wildfire, embedding themselves in its very fabric of medieval society. This made the Templars pivotal in political and economy matters. But with great power comes greater enemies and even greater conspiracy theorists. What exactly did their treasuries hold? And did their growing wealth and mystery paint a target on their backs? Fast forward to the 14th century, King Philip IV of France, drowning in debt to the Templars, decided it was time to pull the plug on their unchecked power. On Friday, October the 13th, 1307, a date that would cement Friday the 13th as unlucky in superstition, Philip ordered the arrest of hundreds of Templars. This marked a turning point where superstition and politics intertwined. In a deeply consequential movement in history, the coordinated operation spanned multiple regions of France, involving the arrest of prominent Templar leaders and the confiscation of their vast wealth and their properties. It's said that many Templars had no idea of the impending crackdown until soldiers arrived at their doors. They were accused of heresy, idol worship, and other scandalous crimes, a narrative that conveniently served their detractors. Was this a smear campaign? Most historians believe it was likely orchestrated by King Philip IV to undermine the Templars' influence and seize their wealth. The evidence supporting such charges remains sparse and deeply questionable. Torture was liberally applied to extract confessions, with many Templars enduring horrific methods including the rack, thumbscrews, and starvation. These confessions, often recanted later, raise significant questions about their reliability and validity. Historical records suggest that King Philip IV, heavily in debt to the Templars due to his war and lavish spending, may have had the ulterior motive. By casting the Templars as heretics, he not only wiped away his financial obligation, but also acquired their vast wealth and properties. This orchestrated attack required support, and under intense pressure, Pope Clement V eventually capitulated. In 1312, he officially dissolved the Templars through the papal bull Vox in Excelso, a controversial move that many seen as a compromise to protect his position and deflect political conflict with France. The aftermath was grim. Public executions became spectacles of power. Many Templars were burned at the stake, while others were imprisoned or forced to exile. But not all records are clear. Some surviving knights are thought to have fled into hiding, possibly carrying their secrets and treasures with them. This marked not only an end to the order, but to the genesis of their enduring myth. Could the Pope's role in dismantling the Templars also reflect an effort to shield the Church from political reprisal? Was he merely protecting himself in the face of overwhelming royal aggression? These unanswered questions and layers of intrigue to the fateful chapter in history. But here's the twist. Some believe the Templars went underground, transforming into other secretive groups. Other theories link them to the Freemasons. Coincidence? Or an ultimate rebranding? No story about the Templars is complete without addressing their alleged connection to sacred relics, from the Holy Grail to the Ark of the Covenant. They have been portrayed as a keeper of Christianity's most precious treasures. The Holy Grail, often envisioned as the chalice used by Jesus during the Last Supper, symbolizing divine grace and eternal life. Meanwhile, the Ark of the Covenant is steeped in an aura of mystery, as it supposedly contains the stone tablets bearing the Ten Commandments. Over the centuries, countless expeditions and investigations have sought these relics, each discovery attempt entwining further with the enigmatic legend of the Templars. Some historians posit that the Templars, known for their expansive networks of clandestine operations, were the ideal custodians of such significant artifacts. Documents hinting at their involvement in transporting and hiding these relics suggest the Templars may have been safeguarding not just symbols of faith, but instruments of immense political and spiritual influence. This theory is bolstered by records and testimonies from the time, though none definitely solve the mystery of the relics' whereabouts. Could the Templars relied on their far-reaching commanderies and secret vaults for these treasures? On the other hand, critics argue that these stories were likely fabrications utilized either to enhance the Templars' aura or discredit them during their prosecution. Still, the impact of these tales extend into modern times, inspiring works of fictions, daring expeditions, and intense speculation. Were these relics tools for enlightenment and divine connection, or merely propaganda for a powerful order? Either way, their legacy continues to ignite curiosity and fascination. Then there's a wild claim involving the Apple of Eden, a fictional artifact made famous by Ubisoft Assassin's Creed series. While entirely fictional, it's based in the Templar mythos, reflecting how the story continues to inspire pop culture. Even after their fall, the Templars' legend endures. Some historians argue that the remnants of their order influences groups like the Freemasons, who adopted their rituals and symbols. For example, their striking similarities in their architectural elements and ceremonial practices have often been cited as evidence of a deeper connection. This perpetuation of the Templar tradition may have been a way to ensure their legacy survives even in obscurity. Others speculate that the Templars carefully orchestrated the dispersal of their vast treasures across Europe and beyond, hidden in subterranean vaults, secret tunnels, or remote locations. These treasures, ranging from gold and relics to forbidden knowledge, may have been deliberately concealed to avoid confiscation. In fact, historical theorists suggest many of the cryptic messages left behind by the Templars themselves could serve as a guide to their lost riches. Still, the enduring myth fuels countless treasure hunts and modern interpretations. Could some of those hoards, like the Oak Island mystery or alleged treasure beneath Rosalind Chapel, hold connections to the Templars' hidden fortune? The allure of uncovering their secrets keep historians, adventurers, and conspiracy theorists searching. But perhaps the great legacy of the Templars lies not in the treasure or the artifacts, but the enduring fascination with their story. From the compelling narrative of Darren Brown's The Da Vinci Code to every conspiracy-loving corner of the internet, the Knights Templar remain unparalleled in their ability to intrigue. Their influence extends across cultural and scholarly domains alike, feeding both imaginative fiction and earnest historical inquiries. Universities dedicate entire courses to studying their organisation, while countless documentaries attempt to unravel the facts from fiction. The Templar's story acts as a canvas onto which every era projects its own fears and aspirations. During the Renaissance, they were romanticised as chivalric heroes. In the Enlightenment, they inspired notions of secret society underpinning social revolution. In modern times, pop culture enthusiasts frame their narrative with grand conspiracies, blending mystery with accessible entertainment. The proliferation of such interpretation underscores the Templars' almost mythical ability across time and disciplines. Moreover, this fascination isn't confined to merely storytelling. The Knights Templar have become symbols of resistance, brotherhood, and unyielding mystery. From the unique blend of historical facts and alluring myths, their legacy endures, proving once again that their greatest treasure may not have been gold, but their perpetual impact on humanity's imagination. The Knights Templar, warriors, guardians, bankers, heretics, or perhaps something far more profound. Their story is one of ambition, secrecy, and legend. Whether they were protectors of sacred relics or victims of political scheming, one truth remains: the Templars have earned their place in history and our imagination. So are you Team Treasure Hunters or Team Secret Society? Share your thoughts in the comments below and be sure to subscribe for more adventures through the past, present and beyond. This is Chronicles Beyond. Until next time, keep seeking the extraordinary.